Teams are on the floor. Snider will go right to left here in the first half, and Carmel left to right. Carmel, white uniforms, yellow letters and numbers with dark blue trim. Meanwhile, for Snider, black uniforms, yellow letters and numbers, and it'll be Zach Pascal getting into, or Ketron Pascal getting into the center circle to jump it up against Evan Harrell of Carmel. Officials are ready. The ball almost in the air. It's up, and the tip's going to be controlled by Carmel. Chris Shields, Joshua Cook, and Byron Davis, the three officials assigned by the IHSAA to work this 4A regional championship. Carmel goes pick and roll. There's a drive in the paint. Harrell trying to get space. Pascal defends him. So it goes back outside to Ben Bremer, who will run the point. Pass to Nover on the wing. Harrell, he'll shoot a three and get it. Pascal didn't close out. Didn't respect the three-point shooting of Harrell, and he popped it to give Carmel a 3-0 lead. Harrell 32% on the season from distance. Snider, first time in the front court. They'll go down low, and they'll go to Pascal. Pascal just bangs the shoulder right into Harrell and doesn't get away with it. Tried to play him physical, but you can't put that shoulder and duck down right into the chest of Harrell. An offensive foul. And again, we just mentioned, foul trouble on Pascal would be extremely detrimental to the Snider Panthers. And he's picked up an early one. 3-0 Carmel lead. Greyhounds with the ball. Down low. Bremer gives it back outside. Nover drives into the lane and sends it out on the wing to Harrell. To Bremer. Bremer drives underneath the basket, flips in the corner, a three on the way, and that's too strong. Pascal the rebound on the Julian Vogt miss. Front court, Xavier Wilson. On the wing, Patterson up top to Hogue. Hogue, he'll take that long three and miss it off to the left. And on the rebound, we've got a foul. They're going to call it on Carmel. It's Ben Bremer trying to box out underneath the basket, and so that is an early foul on Carmel. Snider will inbound it. 3-0 game, minute and a half played here at Newcastle. And on the inbound, we got a foul, and they're going to call it on Braylon Fertil. Fertil picks up the foul on the inbound. It was away from the ball. He pushed off to try to get open. Carmel left to right into the front court for the Greyhounds. Harrell on the perimeter. Dickerson gives it to Bremer. Bremer lobs it down low for Harrell, and Pascal read it. He tips it. Long lead pass to Fertil. Layup good. Snider beats Carmel down the floor. A Fertil layup, and it's a 3-2 game. Carmel front court on the wing. Bremer goes to Harrell. Outside to Vogt. Vogt right wing. And on a pick and roll, he throws it too high for Harrell. It sails out of bounds under the basket. And a turnover for Carmel will give Snider a chance to take the lead for the first time. 3-2 game. Carmel the advantage. Snider in the front court. Hogue on the dribble. Trell Hogue, top of the key. He's going to drive. Got past his man, and then when he put it up, he hit the side of the backboard. Here comes Carmel. Bremer, kick out, Nover. Nover stops at the elbow. Pops it, didn't get it, but he was fouled. And they'll call the foul on Snider's Lane Patterson. So 2 free throws for Vincent Nover, 6'4" junior that's connected at 67% this season from the charity stripe. Looks to add to a 3-2 Carmel lead, and the first free throw is good. He rolled it in. 4-2 Carmel. One more free throw coming for Nover. Free throws up. Good. 5-2 Greyhounds. Xavier Wilson. Left wing to Fertil. Up top, Hogue rotates it right wing to Wilson. They'll go to the post. Pascal, again, he's going to pound that left shoulder and then get some space and lay it in. Pascal that time got away with the chest bump, using that shoulder to get a little space to get the shot up and over Harrell. Now a drive by Bremer. He gets underneath inside of Hogue and lays it in. 7-4 Carmel. Wilson on the left wing to Fertil. Cross courts it to Hogue. He thought about the quick trigger, didn't take it. It goes to Wilson. He will fire it. He's short with a line drive 3. Rebound Carmel. Leading 7-4. Novers in the front court, right wing. Up top, Bremer. Now Dickerson. Dickerson goes up top near the center circle to Bremer to set the offense. Carmel leading at 7-4. 4:15 left. First quarter. Nover, left wing. Takes it to the foul line. Lost the handle. The ball knocked away, and it goes to Fertil of Snider. Lead pass to Wilson. Snider will slow it down. Now Hogue pulls up. Left elbow. Jumper from 15. No good for Hogue. And the rebound to Carmel. Bremer, front court. Stops. Sends it up top between the circles to Nover. He'll give it up to Bremer. Top of the key to Harrell. Harrell dribbles to the left. Stops at the arc and hands to Bremer. Bremer to the foul line. Still on the dribble. Now goes down low and is poked away from Harrell from behind, but he gets it back out by the three-point line. Carmel with the ball. Nover will drive. He'll float. He'll bank it and get it. 9-4 Carmel, and a timeout. Josh Raikkonen of Snider. 3:27 remains, opening quarter. It's high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
This is the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Carmel has the early advantage over the Snider Panthers, 9-4, with 3:27 remaining in the opening quarter. Brett Rump courtside with Austin Fox, our studio producer. Snider gets the ball out of the timeout. And officials holding up play for a moment. Snider with a sub. They have brought in Jordan Woods, a 6'6 senior, in for the Panthers' Lane Patterson. And DeRosset also in, three-point specialist. Hogue in the lane, outside to Fertil, and a travel is called. Little indecision by Braylon Fertil. And so the turnover for Snider will give it to Carmel, with the Greyhounds leading at 9-4. We are ticking down to 3 minutes left in the opening quarter. Bremer bounces it to Harrell just outside the high post. He'll drive on Fertil, get the edge, and go all the way to the basket for a layup. Just took advantage of that matchup. Talked about Pascal being really the only player that can match up with Harrell. There's a nice spin move by Xavier Wilson. He finishes with the left hand in the middle of the lane. 11-6, 5-point lead for the Greyhounds. Carmel front court. Fountain. Now it's Bremer on the left wing. Outside the top of the key, Harrell gives to Vogt. He'll shoot the three, and that time he missed from the right wing. We talked, he's over 50% of the season, and he got a pretty good look. Hogue has it, right wing. He'll drive baseline on Bremer. Get down to the low block and send it outside to DeRosset. No hesitation for Chance DeRosset. Carries the high arching three. 11-9. Snider to within 2. Carmel around the perimeter. Bremer, right wing. Harrell has it, top of the key, left side to Fountain. Now Bremer with his heels on the logo. He'll drive, get through the defense, miss it, and it goes out of bounds under the basket. And they say it was off the Snider Panthers. So Carmel to inbound. From under the basket, Bremer drops it off underneath and a foul. And I think DeRossett got beat on the cut to the basket by Aiden Dickerson. Had to reach out and foul Dickerson. So DeRossett picks up his first foul. Already 4 fouls on Snider. Still with a minute 41 left in the first quarter, and Pascal has come back in to match up against Harrell. Inbound goes to Harrell outside the arc. Looks for a guard, and will give it center circle to Julian Vogt. Now Bremer. Minute and a half left, first quarter. 2-point lead for the Greyhounds. Fountain works against Wilson, drives, goes up, and scores it with the bank from left block. 13-9, and no hesitation. Weaving through the defense in quick transition. Jordan Woods gets to the bucket for the layup, and that has got Coach Osborne a little frustrated off the Carmel bench. He'll take a timeout with a minute 11 left. Opening frame, 13-11. It's Carmel by 2, and this is high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Now back to the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
With a minute 11 left in the opening quarter, it is 13-11. Carmel leading it by 2 over the Snider Panthers. Carmel will have the ball out of the timeout, inbounding in their backcourt. Dickerson bounces it in to Bremer. Then Bremer gives it off to Dickerson. Now they're going to run some action. High post to Harrell. Harrell back to the basket, hands to Bremer. His 3, no good, and a rebound to Snider's Xavier Wilson. Front court to Rossett. Long skip pass across the court to Hogue, left corner. Hogue will drive. He'll throw it up on the run, miss it. Rebound is tipped. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carmel. Nope. Well, yes, it is off Carmel. Official kind of pointed both ways. So Snider to inbound. Throw to the corner, and it's deflected by Carmel. Goes out of bounds, and this will just move the point of entry from under the basket to out on the near sideline. Near the corner, DeRossett to inbound. Gets the ball into Pascal, who gives it up to Xavier Wilson. Wilson just inside the timeline. Wilson on the dribble with 33 seconds. 13-11 the score. Wilson still on the bounce. Very close with his heels just inside the half court. And they're going to try to pressure him to force him into a turnover, and instead they foul him. That's going to be a foul on Julian Vogt. It's his first second on the team, and coming into the game is DeLacy Fant, 6'3" junior. Also into the game is Vincent Nober to replace Ben Bremer. 19.5 seconds remain in our opening quarter. Snider looks to tie it up or perhaps take the lead here late quarter number 1. Wilson on the dribble across the timeline with 12. Wilson still on the bounce. Now he takes it to the 3-point line to Woods. Woods will drive, and a finger roll by Jordan Woods is good. Ties it up, but Carmel's got a last possession, and the ball knocked away from Fant. And the 3 ball is tied up by Snider, and that ends the first quarter. What a quarter for the Snider Panthers. They come back from an early 9-4 deficit. It's all knotted up, 13 apiece after 1. It's the Class 4A Regional Championship from Newcastle, presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
This is the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Tied up 13 apiece, and Snider's going to start the second quarter with the basketball. See what they got drawn up. They go to Woods, outside to Rossett for 3, and he left it short. And on the rebound, Pascal grabbed on to Harrell, pulled down Harrell, and that's going to be a foul on Pascal. Hank Pascal will sit down with 2 fouls. The one guy you don't want in foul trouble, and he has to sit down with 7 minutes and 50 seconds still remaining in the first half with 2 fouls. Carmel front court. Bremer. High post to Harrell. See if they clear out for Harrell. Last time he just drove right to the basket, got around Fertil. Instead it's a step back 3, and that's good by Vogt. Missed his first one, but the 53% three-point shooter stepped behind the screen, and the Panthers went under, and he buries it. 16-13, and now a steal by Carmel. Quickly front court. Down low they go to Harrell against Fertil, and he stepped on the baseline on the spin move to the baseline side. Back to the basket. He spun over his right shoulder and stepped on the baseline. So a turnover for Carmel gives it right back to the Snider Panthers. 16-13. Snider down by 3. Fertil hands it to DeRosset. Gives to Wilson. Wilson from up top. Behind the back. Fancy dribble from the 6'4 senior guard. Patterson, Fertil, Wilson, baseline. They got it to Woods. Cutting to the basket, and Woods slams it home. Jordan Woods has been terrific here early off the Snider bench. Draws the Panthers to within 1. 16-15 with 6.5 to play. Bremer. Off a screen, top of the key. Comes back to Dickerson. Now Bremer between the circles. They'll go high post from the elbow. Harrell drives into the lane, goes up, throws it in off the window, and it rolls off the iron. Wilson, the rebound for Snider. Lead pass to Woods, trailing is Wilson. He'll shoot a 3. Got it! The Panthers in transition. They take the lead, 18-16. Now front court. Dickerson, Harrell, handoff right back to Dickerson, and on the left wing he hands to Bremer, and a reach-in foul is called. Chance DeRosset guilty of the foul.
Second on the Panthers. Checking in for Snider, number 11, T.J. Hogue.
So Trell Hogue comes into the game for DeRosset. Panthers leading it for the first time, 18-16. Vogt up top through Harrell to Dickerson between the rings. Gets it to Vogt. Foul line jumper. Good catch and shoot for Julian Vogt. He's got back-to-back buckets. It's 18 apiece. 5:33 on the clock. Wilson hounded by Vogt. Wilson on the dribble. Right angle. Now he's going to spin outside to Hogue. Can't shoot it. Hogue to the corner. Patterson back up on the wing to Hogue. On the perimeter. Woods. Fertil open right wing. Bullseye! Braylon Fertil 38% from 3, and he busts that one from the right wing. 21-18 Snider. Harrell to Bremer. Top of the key for Bremer. Outside to Vogt. Vogt, right wing, now crosses over. Panthers don't let Vogt have any penetration. Now Nover. Right wing to Vogt. Top of the key, Harrell, guarded by Fertil. Hand off to Vogt. He'll step back, and his three-pointer is blocked. Goes to Snider. Panthers with the three-point lead, and a long 3 for Hogue. And he hit it off the heel, no good. And the rebound is tipped out of bounds by the Snider Panthers. Cold start so far for Hogue. 33% three-point shooter, but he's having a tough time finding the range. So Carmel gets it back. 4:20 to play in our first half. 21-18 Snider. Bremer on the bounce. Top of the key, and Vogt is all alone. And you give him that shot, and he usually makes it, but he misses this one. Offensive rebound, Harrell. Now Carmel underneath. There's a whistle. And we're going to have a foul call. And they'll call the foul on Braylon Fertil, and he is not happy about that call at all. That's going to be the second on Fertil. So the two bigs for Snider, Pascal and Fertil, both now with 2 fouls in the first half. Snider will play small. Into the game is Shamar Reddick, a 6'2 senior. And Patterson, a 6'2 senior, is the man to get Harrell, and Harrell just gets open, and he gets rejected underneath by Woods, and it's a tie-up. Jordan Woods just came out of nowhere, and Harrell thought he had a layup as he went up. Woods skied up to the square and took it away, but the arrow does give it to Carmel. 21-18, inbound vote. Picked up closely by Xavier Wilson. So it's out on the perimeter. Nover, top of the key to the big man, Harrell. Harrell will give it off to Nover. Nover to the foul line. Turns his back to the basket. Gives to Vogt. He can't shoot it. Now it's Harrell. Outside it goes to Bremer. Clock's down to 3:40. Snider fans cheering on their defense. Nover will pull up at the foul line. 15-footer, no. Got his own miss. Puts it back up, no. And Harrell missed once, got it back, missed, and made it the second time. Total domination of the glass without Fertil and Pascal in the game. 21-20. Greyhounds within a point. Now you've got Wilson baseline left. Cut off on the short corner. Up top to Reddick. Through Hogue to Patterson right wing. Wilson takes over between the circles. Now he's going to drive. Kick on the wing to Hogue. Hogue splits two defenders. Pulls up. Takes a very tough shot at the foul line. Not good shot selection. And Carmel to Harrell. Drives and gets fouled on the shot. Poor shot selection leading to transition for Carmel. And it's going to put Evan Harrell to the free throw line.
Evan Harrell at the line, shooting 2 shots.
You just cannot take those type of shots in a game like this. It's fundamentally poor, and it leads to an easy transition. Now Harrell has a chance to put Carmel ahead. He missed the first free throw. 79% on the season. Averages 15.5 points and 8.1 rebounds. He could tie it on the second. And good. The foul was the first whistled against Xavier Wilson of Snider. Fourth foul here in the quarter. Carmel has not been whistled for a foul. Hogue. Patterson to Wilson. Wilson on the pick and roll goes to Patterson. And Patterson's bumped in the lane as he makes the catch. That'll be a foul on Carmel. So as soon as I said it, a whistle against the Greyhounds. The foul on Evan Harrell is his first. Harrell, a 6'8 big man, a senior. Lane Patterson will be rested here. Chance to Rossett is checked back in for Snider. And on the inbound. Goes in the corner to Woods. He'll pull the trigger. Missed the three. Rebound goes to Carmel. Nover in the backcourt to Bremer. Carmel goes to Dickerson on the wing. Looking at the post. DeRossett having to guard Harrell. Harrell makes the catch at the elbow. Drives on DeRossett. Goes up and scores. Carmel ahead, 23-21. A difficult spot for Snider. Here is Woods outside to Hogue. Hogue gives it up to Wilson. He'll shoot a three. It's in and out, no good. And the rebound underneath to Harrell of Carmel. 23-21. Snider has settled for a couple of questionable shots. And now you got Hogue and Bremer just shoving each other. There's a pass to the corner to Bremer. He tries to chase it down, but he couldn't get to it. And it goes out of bounds. And I don't know if anybody saw what was going on between Hogue and Bremer, but they were just pushing and shoving each other. Remember, things got a little testy last week when Carmel played Fishers. The turnover gives it to Snider, trailing by 2 with 1:15 on the clock. Quarter number 2. Wilson, crossover, drive, takes it all the way through contact, missed the shot, but a foul is going to be called on Carmel. And the foul is on Julian Vogt.
That is his second on the Greyhounds. Xavier Wilson at the line, shooting 2 shots.
So Xavier Wilson will shoot twice. Chance to tie up the score. Snider trails by 2. Wilson 76%. The left-hander, 6'4" senior. Isaac missed it. Too strong on the first. 23-21. The score remains. One more coming for Wilson. A chance to make it a 1-point game, and he got that one. 23-22. Carmel the lead in the ball. Left to right into the front court. Bremer on the dribble. Gets a high screen from Harrell, and we're going to have a foul call. And they call it on Hogue. It's going to be free throws coming to Ben Bremer, 70% free throw shooter. He'll be shooting twice on the 5th foul against the team here in the quarter. Bremer on the first. It's good. 24-22. Carmel the lead. Panthers trying to survive a good chunk of this second quarter without a big on the floor. They have 2 of them with 2 fouls, and so far they're sitting. Second free throw connects. Now it's full court pressure. They triple team Wilson in the backcourt. Wilson turned it over. Lost it out of bounds. They saw Wilson back up on the dribble to the baseline, and they pounced on him with 3 defenders to eventually square him in, using the sideline as the 4th defender. Forced the turnover. Now Carmel will throw it into the backcourt from underneath the basket. Carmel leads at 25-22. We're down to 48 seconds. On the dribble, Bremer gives it off to Nover. Nover still dribbling timeline. He'll give it off to Aiden Dickerson. Dickerson, guarded by Wilson, gives it off to Nover. Now Bremer, clock's down to 27. Bremer dribbles left, stops between the circles and steps out to the center circle. Now he'll give it off to Dickerson, right back to Bremer. Down to 14 seconds. Now Harrell sets a screen. On the wing it goes to Nover. Nover's entry to the post is deflected and stolen by Snider, and then a foul on Nover in the backcourt. The foul on Nover is the second on the team, 3rd make it in the quarter. So Snider will inbound it. 6.3 seconds, though. Plenty of time to work with. Jordan Woods has been the man here in the first half. Woods is lined up on the left wing. He'll go to Hogue. Here is Hogue. Back to Wilson, right wing, right back to Hogue. Top of the key, triple. Got it! Hogue drops the game-tying triple as the horn sounds. It is 25-all as the teams head to the locker room. Now, they haven't put it on the board yet. There it is. It is 25-25 at halftime. Snider and Carmel. What a game. Now, the first game we had today was a 2-point contest at halftime, eventually won by Delta by a 40-30 score. But we'll see if Snider can hold on here and find a way to pull an upset win over the 8th-ranked team in the state, the Carmel Greyhounds, as it's all tied up at the half, 25-25. Really, the pace of scoring, a big advantage to Carmel. type of scoring they want. Snider would like to get it into the 70s, but it doesn't matter. Snider has been able to defend well, hit a couple of timely shots, got good play off the bench from Jordan Woods. And here at the half, we are all even. We will take a break. And on the other side, we're going to have the commissioner, Paul Neidig of the IHSAA. He is going to give us the commissioner's corner. And then we'll come back for the second half here at the Newcastle Fieldhouse with a tie score 25-25 at halftime. You're listening to the Class 4A Regional Championship game from Newcastle, presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
You are listening to high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Teams are on the court getting ready for our second half, all tied up 25 apiece here at the break. We're going to give you some scores as we get time. It's good news in 2 of the 3 games that are going on involving Northeast Indiana teams. Here it's neutral because it's all tied. Here's Hank Pascal, throws to a no-look in the lane. Didn't even look, just threw a bounce pass, and Fertil just went and got the ball and laid it in. Snider takes a 27-25 advantage just 15 seconds into the second half. Dickerson gets Boat open, and he's short on the 3, but it comes right back out to him. Now he'll drive, he'll dish. It is stolen away, and a good job by Snider. Fertil and Pascal teamed up to make that steal. Both of them had to sit a good chunk of the second quarter with foul trouble. Snider up by 2 in the front court. Hogue from the left wing, drives into the lane, gets stopped. Back outside it goes to Pascal. Now to Wilson. Xavier Wilson, guarded by Harrell. Wilson will drive, get all the way to the basket. Left-handed layup good by Xavier Wilson. Snider up by 4. Carmel front court left. Dickerson goes to Bremer. He'll fire. His 3 too strong. Rebound. Battle underneath. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Carmel Greyhounds. Snider basketball. A minute 10 into the second half. Snider pitching a second half shutout. They have outscored Carmel 4-0, and then a bad pass by Wilson. And that was stolen, but Wilson recovered enough to go and pressure Harrell, and he lost it out of bounds. So Snider will keep it. Inbound. Pascal goes in the corner to Hogue. Hogue up the sideline to Pascal. He'll give it to Hogue, left wing. And there's a pass to Hogue takes off on the dribble, and he's fouled. The foul is on Bremer of Carmel. First foul call of our second half. Snider will inbound it. Directly across the court from my position here at the historic Newcastle Fieldhouse. Always rumored to be a 10,000 capacity, and that they can get it there to about 9,800, but right now it's 8,600 seats. Down low, Pascal, outside Fertil, extra pass, corner, Wilson, 3, got it! Xavier Wilson from the right corner pocket, and Snider up 32-25. Timeout, Carmel. Snider pumped up out of the locker room, and they now lead it 7-0 here in the quarter, and it's a 32-25 score. 6:07 remains in the quarter and a timeout. We'll take a break. You're listening to the Class 4A Regional Championship in Newcastle, presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Now back to the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Taking a look at the scoreboard from other regionals at Logansport, Class 4A. Homestead 30-15 over Harrison, doubling up on Harrison at the half. And Columbia City's up 30-11 on Hanover Central in 3A at Plymouth. Inbound Carmel out of the timeout. Bremer has it. Goes on the wing to Vogt. He can't get the shot. Down low, Harrell is open. Looked like he traveled, but he'll give a shot fake and then just lay it with the right hand over the front rim. Bucket for Evan Harrell. Ends the 7-point run by Snider out of the locker room. And now pick and roll. Pascal outside. Wilson again. Another one. A kick out by Pascal. And Wilson, with his back-to-back triples, has Snider up by 8. 35-27. Bremer on the perimeter. Wants to use a screen, doesn't. Drives all the way to the basket, and Pascal is called for the foul. That is 3 on Tank Pascal.
34, Tank Pascal. That is his third. First on the third.
And so he will have to sit down with 3 fouls. But the good news for Snider is Jordan Woods will be coming into the game, and he's been almost unguardable. First free throw of 2, and it's no good for Bremer, a 70% free throw shooter. Score remains 35-27, 5:13 remaining third quarter. Carmel fans probably outnumbering Snider fans almost 2-1. Second free throw for Bremer. Good. 35-28. Now full court pressure. Hogue for Till. Wilson, they got to get across the timeline, and they have to call a timeout. At about 9 seconds, with Wilson still dribbling in the backcourt, Josh Raikkonen jumped off the bench and asked for a timeout. 5:04 remains in the third, and it's a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here. Once again, scores today. Earlier, New Haven was a winner over West Lafayette, getting their first ever regional championship, 64-49 in the first game at Logansport. Game number 2 at Logansport. At the half, Homestead leading Harrison 30-15. Meanwhile, it was Columbia City with a 30-11 lead over Hanover Central. That game taking place at Plymouth. Also, you've got Canterbury down 22-11 to Tri-County at the half. That's the first of 2 taking place at Huntington North. Bishop Luers will be in action at 7 o'clock. Panthers inbound. Wilson. Hogue high left. Hogue between the circles. Back on the wing. It goes to Patterson. Corner to Woods. Woods will drive. Kick it back outside. No shot there for Patterson, and a foul's called. Nope. Yes. It's the third foul on Julian Vogt. That's the second foul in the quarter. Inbound thrown into the backcourt to Hogue. Hogue guarded by Bremer. Hogue beats Bremer. Hogue up and under all the way to the hoop, and he missed the finger roll. Hogue got all the way to the rim and then went up to lay it in, and his finger roll was off to the right. Ball goes out of bounds off Snider, so Carmel gets it on the missed layup. 35-28, 4.5 to play in the third. Bremer on the dribble, high half court. Looks, gives it off to Harrell. Harrell on the perimeter to Nover. And there's a foul. And they're going to call it on Lane Patterson of Snider. Not a lot of contact there. Second team foul on Snider. Second foul on Patterson. Carmel will inbound, down by 7. These two teams with a little bit of football history, it's probably appropriate they get a football score on the scoreboard, 35-28. Carmel down low. They go to Nover, right block against Patterson. Outside, open look, Nover, and he missed the 3. Offensive rebound. Harrell, his putback is good, and a foul on Snider. Offensive rebounding. The foul is on Jordan Woods. And they're going to have to put Pascal back into the game.
Chase DeRossa and Tank Pascal checking in for Snider. Into the Greyhounds number
Bill checks out. First foul of the game on Jordan Woods. And now Evan Harrell to the free throw line, shooting one, looking to cut it down to a 4-point Snider lead. Free throw is on the way and good. Harrell almost 80% this season at the foul line. Snider against full court pressure. It's Hogue. Lead pass front court to Woods. He'll drive, and as he goes up, he spins back to the basket. He put up the running layup, and a foul called on Carmel. The foul is against DeLacy Font. Font took a shot where no man wants to take a shot, as he stood in trying to defend Woods. He is in some notable pain, bent over as he steps up to the lane, take his position on these free throws for Jordan Woods. Woods, 49%. Way off on the first free throw. Kind of pushed it up there and just barely grazed the left side of the iron. 35-31. Snider a 4-point lead with 3:48 remaining third quarter. The second free throw is good. He got the second. 36-31. Carmel right to left. Bremer takes the angle left. Vogt right back to Bremer. Bremer in the corner. It's an open shot for Font, and he hits the three. Correction, it's Dickerson. Dickerson only 29% from three, so Snider was giving it to him, and he buries it. 36-34. Carmel within two. Wilson being pounded. Gets it out to DeRossa in the center circle. Now Woods, high right. Calls for a guard. Gives it to Wilson. Clock's down to just over 3 minutes. Wilson, right wing. Outside it goes. Pascal skips it. Left side to Hogue. Snider spacing this half-court offense. Hogue on the wing to Rossett. He goes to drive, and he lost the ball. Poked away by Font, and now it's Carmel front court for the Greyhounds. Dickerson between the circles to Bremer. Bremer at the foul line to Dickerson. Now in the corner. Harrell fires, and air ball to three. Rebound, and it's a tie-up on the rebound. Arrow points to Carmel. Greyhounds still with a chance to tie or take the lead. They're on a 6-1 run. Inbound, up high to Vogt. Shot fake on the three. Didn't take it. Now left side Dickerson up top. Harrell will fire, and he hits the back heel on the three. It's no good. Rebound, though, goes to Carmel. And it sets up a Bremer three, and he hits it. And Carmel takes the lead. Rebounding has been just atrocious for Snider. 37-36. Carmel now in the lead. How does Snider respond? Here's Wilson in the lane. Gives it off to a cutter, and it's Woods who cuts baseline, makes the catch, and slams it home with two hands. Snider back in front, 38-37, and that will quiet the Carmel crowd. Ball poked away. Woods steals it. Took it right away from Dickerson, and the Panthers have it with a 1-point lead and a minute 36 to play in the third quarter. Front court to Rossett, right wing triple, and it's no good. Just left it a little short. I had a perfect angle at it, and he had it on line, just didn't quite get it there. Font, he'll take a three, and it's rejected by Woods, who came flying into the picture late. It's out of bounds to Carmel, and they got an injured player, and it looks like significant left knee injury, because Dickerson is hobbling to the bench in a lot of pain. Carmel will lose Aiden Dickerson and be looked at by trainers. Remember, Carmel's already playing a man short. Cash Daniels He was suspended for this game because of his ejection in the win against Fishers. Carmel on the perimeter. Harrell drives, gets all the way through the defense, and blew the layup. But again, Panthers can't get a clean rebound. It goes off the hands of Pascal, and it's chased down by Carmel, but they go out of bounds baseline and give it to Snider. Wow. A minute 11 to play in the third quarter. Snider the ball, a 1-point lead. What a game. Class 4A regional. Pascal outside to Fertil. Fertil drives. He gets held by Font, and that's a foul on Carmel. It's their fourth. Carmel fans thought Fertil was losing his balance. He went down at the feet of Font, and they call the foul. Pascal, right baseline. One-on-one. Pascal pounds into the paint, goes up strong, and missed the shot, but he drew contact from Mark Shostak. Pascal's going to go to the line to shoot two. 6'5" junior. 60% free throw shooter, 9 points per game. He's been plagued by foul trouble today, but that time he just went on the offensive and just pounded it into the 6'11" sophomore, drawing contact. First of two free throws, no good, too strong. 38-37. Snider by one. Chance to make it two on the second free throw from Kitron, Tank, Pascal. It's on its way. No good, missed them both. And the rebound to the 6'11" sophomore. Shostak pulls it down for Carmel. Bremer, front court to Harrell. And Harrell's playing the perimeter. Now Bremer. They put Harrell, the 6'8" senior, normally the interior player, on the perimeter with the 6'11" Shostak in the game. Down to 19 seconds. Bremer on the dribble, a 1-point Panthers lead, and here goes Harrell. He'll drive, he'll sidestep, and have his shot blocked. Snider has it 11 seconds. Front court Woods, and he traveled. Woods tried to spin back to the basket and just kind of lost his footing and started to take extra little baby steps before he passed out to the corner, and it cost Snider a turnover with 8.5. Carmel now a last chance. Here's Bremer. Bremer drives, kick out, three on the way for Nover. It's no good, and that's the end of the third quarter, and the Snider Panthers have a 1-point lead heading to the fourth here in the Class 4A Regional Championship at Newcastle. You're listening to high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
You are listening to high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Here at Newcastle, it's a 1-point lead for Snider, 38-37 over the Carmel Greyhounds. Taking a look, Dickerson not back into the game at the timeout break. He went out hobbled, holding his left knee and appearing to be in quite a bit of pain. They're already short Cash Daniels. Snider the ball to start the fourth. They go down low to Pascal. He misses, but right there to follow it is Jordan Woods, the 6'6" senior, trying to lead his Panthers to a win against the state's 8th-ranked Carmel Greyhounds, coming off their upset win over top-ranked Fishers. There's a pick and roll. They get it to Harrell. Harrell's bumped by Fertil, and that'll be the third foul on Braylon Fertil of Snider.
Number 21, Braylon Fertil. That is the third. First on the Panthers.
40-37. Snider up 3. 7:31 left in this ball game. Inbound, top of the key to Harrell. Gives it to Font. To Bremer. He's got behind a screen. He's got a 3-point look. It's no good. Another offensive rebound for Carmel. Harrell to Vogt. Now to Bremer. Harrell can't get the shot up. Gives to Bremer. Bremer between the circles for Carmel. Greyhounds down 3. Font. High left. Off the screen. Vogt won't shoot. Gives to Bremer. Top of the key to Harrell. Now to Bremer. Bremer shot fake from the right wing, takes it center, now drives down the lane. He's tied up, and that is the tie-up with Snider, and the arrow points to Carmel. Pascal, a good job to get a hand in on Bremer and tie up the ball without fouling. 6:55 to play, 40-37. Snider by 3. Into the game for Carmel is Jamichael Fountain. Bremer, 6-foot senior point guard, will inbound it. Bremer at 45%, Fountain a 42% three-point shooter, and they get it to Vogt, right corner. He can't get the three up. Now he's trapped, throws up top to Fountain. He'll hand it off to Bremer, and Carmel will call out the play. They're down 3 with 6:45 left. Fountain feeds to a cutting Bremer, low block. Bremer skips it, and it goes off the foot of Vogt right to Woods. Here comes Woods, bounce pass for Till, and that's deflected out of bounds. Last to touch it was Ben Bremer of Carmel, so Snider will have to inbound. Panthers with a chance at a 2-possession lead. Into the game comes Vincent Nover for the Carmel Greyhounds. Panthers to inbound. And for Till, for the second time, gets called for a foul on an inbound play. I know he's a football player, but you can't play football on the inbound plays. He just ran right through Font, and it's the 4th foul on for Till. Bremer in the backcourt against Hogue. And a giveaway. Oh, it goes off the hands of Patterson, and he can't chase it down before it went out of bounds. Snider almost came up with the interception. Inbound Bremer. He'll be picked up full court by Trell Hogue. Bremer front court. Kicks on the wing to Nover. Back up top to Bremer. 3-point game. 6:15 to play. Harrell outside the top of the key. Dribbles left wing. Hands it off to Nover. Vincent Nover. Now he'll go up center of the floor. Left wing to Harrell. One-on-one against Pascal. Harrell drives. Goes up and got the bucket with a kind roll. Harrell in tight against Pascal, who just had to stand with his arms raised. He's got 3 fouls, and that makes it a 1-point game, 40-39. Snider front court. Hogue with the dribble near the timeline, and he got caught for a 5-second count. Hogue went with the dribble, just holding the ball, and they called him for a 5 count. And Coach Josh Rakona not at all happy with Trell Hogue. Coach was waving to him right in front of him to go toward the basket. And Hogue just stayed on the dribble and eventually whistled for the turnover. So now Carmel will have the ball with 5:37 to play. A 40-39 Snider lead. Full timeout. We'll take a break. High school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Now back to the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
It's a good one here at Newcastle. The Class 4A regional between Carmel and Snider. And the Panthers up by 1, 40-39 with 5:37 still left. Carmel will inbound. They're going to have a chance to get back on top. Trell Hogue is going to show full court pressure, and they'll inbound to Bremer. And Hogue is going to get right up on him in the backcourt. Here's Bremer. And a reach in on Hogue.
Number 11, TJ Hogue. That is his second.
That is going to be the third foul against Snider here in the quarter. Hogue's going to come right back on him again. Now we'll back off a little bit as Bremer gets front court. And an offensive foul is called. Bremer went right at Hogue, trying to draw another foul and put his shoulder right into Hogue. There wasn't a lot of contact, but they called Bremer because it was very intentional. Carmel fans aren't happy, and I think it was more the intent than the actual physical contact. You could see Bremer just dribble it right at Hogue and just go right into his chest and then try to bounce off like he'd been bumped. And they call Bremer for an offensive foul, and it's almost as if to send a message to those two to stop playing with each other. The foul, they're 2 11s. That's where there's confusion. No, it's 13. It should be 13 white. They called it on 11 white, but it's not 11. It should be 13. I'm not sure who they gave it. They gave the foul to 11, but it wasn't 11. It was 13. Here goes Hogue. Outside kick to Woods, up top to Wilson. Wilson takes the dribble to the center circle. Snider with a 1-point lead with just over 5 minutes left. Now a 3-man weave on the perimeter. Pascal hands it off to Wilson. Pick and roll. Pascal's open, and Pascal on the feet from Wilson. Beautiful pick and roll game for Snider. Pascal the layup, and Snider a 3-point lead. 42-39. Bremer on the dribble perimeter. Bremer gives it up to Vogt. Vogt 30 feet out to Harrell, just outside the arc. Harrell gives to Fountain. He'll fire left-handed three. It's off to the right. Rebound goes to Snider. Xavier Wilson. Snider a 3-point lead. 4.5 minutes left. Front court, Panthers. It goes to Pascal. Pascal will hand it to Wilson. Nope. Fakes it. Now he will hand it to Wilson. Wilson the dribble on the right wing. Off of a Pascal screen. There's a switch. In the corner to Woods. Woods up high to Wilson. Wilson, step back three on the way. Missed it right, and the rebound comes off to Carmel. 3-point game. Carmel down in the front court. Bremer, pick and pop. It's Harrell for three, and the tie, no, it's too strong. Rebound goes to Hogue of Snider. 3:45 left. Snider again, a chance to go up by 2 possessions. They've had this opportunity 3 times here in the second half. Here's Hogue, and he just dribbles right into traffic, then falls to the deck, and a timeout's called by Josh Raikkonen to save the tie-up. The arrow does point to Snider, and it's a full timeout. 42-39, Snider leading it over the state's 8th-ranked Carmel Greyhounds. We've got 3:32 remaining, and we will come back. High school basketball being presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
This is the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
End of the third quarter in Logansport. Homestead 42, Harrison 29. We'll try to get some updated scores before we wrap up our broadcast. Once again, if you're looking for Purdue basketball, you'll find it on our sister station at 92.3 FM. Don't know why you'd want to leave here, though. We've got a game, 3:32 remaining. The Snider Panthers are leading it over the Carmel Greyhounds, 42-39. Snider to inbound. Chance to take a 2-possession lead. Xavier Wilson will be the inbounder. Panthers line up in a line on the right side of the lane. Lob in the middle of Payne Pascal, outside to Hogue. Now Hogue gives on the right wing. Wilson. They're going to chase Wilson, try to double him, and he bounced it right off his foot. He tried to spin and put down the dribble, and he banked it right off his foot out of bounds. Snider forced into a turnover. Got to be mature with the basketball. Got to have patience. Got to have discipline, because Carmel's going to bring it. 3:15 left. Carmel on the offensive end with Nover, left wing, up top to Vogt. Vogt picked up by Fertil, who's out there with 4 fouls. Now Harrell just outside the elbow, gives to Bremer outside the arc. Bremer, long skip pass, Vogt, extra pass Nover. Snider covers it up, and Fertil put a hand out to slow up the drive of Nover, and that's 5 on Braylon Fertil. He is done with 2:59 still left to be played. Fertil goes to the bench. And it's the 4th foul on Snider in the 4th quarter. Carmel will get to the line on the next Snider foul. Inbound for Carmel. Around the horn it goes. Vogt from the top. Gives to Bremer. High post, back to the basket. Harrell, he'll pivot and face. Now he'll back down on Pascal and loses his balance. He falls, and the ball bounces off the deck and goes to Snider. That was Pascal almost pulling the rug out on Harrell. Here's a drive. Wilson to the basket. He got fouled. Didn't get the shot, but the foul called, and it's going to be free throws for Xavier Wilson. The foul is on DeLacy Font, and it's going to be a chance for Snider to take a 2-possession lead. They're up 3 with 2:33 left. Xavier Wilson, 79% at the free throw line on the season, connects. A 2-possession lead, 43-39 Snider. Wilson looks for the second. 6'4" senior, averages 15.6 points per game, nothing but net. Ice in the veins, Xavier Wilson. And the Panthers are up 44-39. Biggest lead for the Panthers was 8 points. Carmel has had the lead numerous times. Been a great game here in the 4A Regional. Three-pointer, Harrell, too strong. Another offensive rebound. And it's Nover that goes up over Patterson to score. 44-41. The offensive rebounds, just the crusher. Here's a give and go. It's Woods. Big collision and a blocking foul. Woods was maybe a little out of control. Bremer stepped in, thought he was planted, but they're going to call Bremer for the foul, and the Carmel fans not liking that choice. 44-41, foul number 3 in the quarter on Carmel. Snider will inbound under the basket. Carmel fans certainly engaged, and a big Carmel crowd, 2-1 over what Snider has brought down here to Newcastle. But of course the Panthers had twice the distance to cover. Inbound Panthers, leading by 3. Hogue the trigger man, and we've got a whistle again before the inbound. And they call the foul on Nover of Carmel. And that is the 4th foul on Carmel. Inbound play for Snider. They go in the corner to Wilson. Wilson dribbles all the way out to the timeline. Now looks for help. Finds Hogue. Hogue is going to be doubled. He gets bumped into by Font. That's a foul, which will put Hogue to the free throw line. DeLacy Font picks up his 3rd foul, 4th foul for Font. Trell Hogue to the free throw line, 80% on the season. He's got 2 coming. Both teams now into the bonus, and the free throw strong by Hogue. Timeout Carmel. 3-point game. If Hogue can make the second, when we come back, it'll be a 2-possession lead. Full timeout with 1:51 left to be played. Snider 44, Carmel 41. You're listening to Class 4A Regional Championship Basketball, presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Now back to the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Brett Rump courtside at Newcastle at the famous Newcastle Fieldhouse. Kent Benson played here. You had Steve Alford, and, of course, Steve's dad, who was the longtime coach here of the Newcastle Trojans. Snider leads it 44-41 with 1:51 left. For those of you looking for Purdue, again, they're on our sister station, 92.3 FM. Just today, because of high school basketball. And taking a look at the latest score, Purdue is leading it by 4 over UCLA with 2.5 minutes left. Terrell Hogue will have a second free throw. He missed the first. Second one could give Snider a 2-possession lead. And it's up and good. 45-41, Snider. Here comes Bremer across the timeline against Hogue. Takes it right wing. Bremer steps back, creates some space, gives to Vogt. 3 on the way, and it's no good. Rebound goes to Woods of Snider. Now Hogue, he gets tripped up in midcourt, and Hogue's going back to the line with 1:28 left. Jordan Woods has been the true hero for Snider. Came in, provided tons of offense in that second quarter. Helped Snider overcome the foul trouble in the first half on their two bigs, Braylon Fertil and Tank Pascal. And now he comes up with a huge rebound. The 6'6" slender senior. With Hogue at the line shooting 2. The first one is up and good. 46-41. The Carmel crowd quiet. Perhaps after their big win against Fishers, they have been shocked that Snider is leading this game with just 1:28 left. Count it. Nothing but net on the second free throw. A fist pump for Hogue. 47-41. Bremer front court for the Greyhounds. Takes it right wing. Now comes off a screen down the middle. Fires it outside. Open three-point look. Bullseye for Nover. Great play. They rolled Harrell to the basket and slipped Nover. Harrell got the attention, and Nover wide open with a right wing triple that cuts the lead to 47-44. Timeout. It's a full timeout, so we will take a break. With 1:14 still on the clock, 47-44, Snider holding a 3-point lead over the Carmel Greyhounds. This is high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
This is the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Purdue Boilermakers leading UCLA 70-64 with 43 seconds left in Chicago. Meanwhile, here in Newcastle, Snider 47, Carmel 44. Now full court pressure. Snider looks to inbound. They finally get it in late to Lane Patterson. Patterson gets it to Wilson. Wilson on the dribble. Throws over the top of the defense. It's deflected, then saved underneath. Now a scramble for the ball. Carmel will come away with it. And a foul. Or is it a timeout? They're calling a foul on Terrell Hogue of Snider. A full scrum. The ball was just pinballing around and everybody was chasing it. A lot of physical push and shove trying to get the ball. Carmel comes away with it, and they call the foul on Hogue. Bremer to the free throw line to shoot 2, and the first one makes it a 2-point game. 58.7 seconds. Remember, this Carmel team comes off a dramatic 50-49 win over Fishers, where they came from behind to knock off the number 1 team in the state. Second free throw's good. It's a 1-point game, and again, the full court press. Snider inbounds it to Wilson. Wilson to Hogue. Hogue dribbles across the timeline, front court. Patterson right back to Hogue. We got 50 seconds, and Hogue is fouled. 49.2 seconds. Hogue is going to go to the line to shoot 2. The foul is on Ben Bremer. 4 on Bremer. To the free throw line, Trell Hogue. 6'2 junior, 80% on the season. And Hogue a little shaken up. Heard Coach Josh Raikkonen frustrated because Hogue continues to try to split 2 defenders with the dribble. And he got bailed out that time because they called contact as he split the 2 defenders. But it is clearly not the way Raikkonen wants this team to attack. Free throw number 1 of 2 on the way. No good. Still a 47-46 Snider lead. Hogue needs this one. Second free throw for Hogue. It's up. Got it. Nothing but net. 48-46. 2-point lead for the Panthers. Carmel with 45 seconds crosses the timeline. Bremer on the bounce. Bremer off a screen right wing. Hounded by Hogue. And then a bad pass, and it's intercepted and tied up. The arrow gives it to Snider. A turnover for Carmel with 35.8 seconds left. Both teams over the limit here in the quarter. Every foul will result in free throws. 2-point lead for the Panthers, 48-46. And now the full court press, and it's going to be an overplay. See if Snider just tries to leak somebody to the basket. They did. He wasn't open, and instead they go in the backcourt, and a foul is called on the inbound pass against Font. He's just fouled out of the game. The pass to Wilson. He'll be the one shooting 2 free throws. Xavier Wilson, 76% free throw shooter. 6'4", senior, a left-hander. Panthers leading scorer, 15.6 per game. Could give the Panthers a 2-possession lead. They're up 2 with 34.8 seconds. And he got the first. Calmly sank it with nothing but twine. This the big one. To get his team up by 2 possessions. The free throw's on its way. Got it. Huge free throws for Xavier Wilson, and Snider's up 50-46. And timeout is called by Carmel. This one a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. The new Castle Fieldhouse is rocking for the finish between the Carmel Greyhounds and the Snider Panthers. 50-46. Snider fans on their feet. Teams in their respective huddles. Snider to my right and Carmel to my left. It has been a great 4A game. Just a battle between 2 good basketball teams. The Carmel Greyhounds playing a little short-handed. Cash Daniels ineligible because of the ejection from last Saturday night. But they also lost Aiden Dickerson, a 6'4 junior, when he hobbled to the bench holding his left knee, and he is still limping badly as he breaks the huddle and goes back and sits down on the Carmel bench. So we hope that Dickerson ends up being okay. Just a junior. He's got another year of basketball ahead of him. Carmel will inbound down 4. 30.4 seconds. Bremer will get the inbound. They go to Vogt. Up top, Harrell gives to Fountain. High post, Bremer. Bremer just got it taken away by Hogue. He reached in and just stripped the ball. Now Carmel's got a foul, and they foul Hogue. And Hogue's going to the line to shoot 2 with 15.5 seconds. And now the Snider fans on their feet. And Hogue pumping himself up.
Number 10, Evan Harrell. That is his first.
Terrell Hogue can give his team a 6-point lead if he can make these two at the free throw line. The 6'2 junior eyes the first of two, and it's good. (51-46). One more free throw. 15.5 seconds left. Second free throw for Hogue. Got it. Soft roll off the iron. It's a 6-point Snider lead. Here comes Bremer front court. Down to 12. Fountain, long three on the way for Fountain. It's short. Rebound goes to Jordan Woods of Snider. He'll outlet to Patterson. Mid-court, it is Hogue. And just to put the exclamation point on it, Hogue the slam dunk at the horn. And the Snider Panthers have done it. They knocked off the number 8 ranked team in the state. 52-46. Snider goes to the semi-state. For the second time in school history, the Snider Panthers are your regional champions. They did it in 2009, and 17 years later, they have knocked off Carmel and get a 54-46 win, because I was forgetting about that final slam dunk by Hogue. 54-46 is the final. 54-46. Snider defeats the Carmel Greyhounds. Panthers get it done down the stretch. The Panthers with the huddle right in front of our broadcast position, and you can hear them celebrate. They're into the huddle and the dance right now. Celebration time for Chad Hissong. For Steve Zembo, the athletic director. Josh Raikkonen, the head coach. And the team just gets the regional championship trophy, and now the celebration with the students is on. You got a second?
I can't hear you barely.
You got a second?
Yep.
Try to get this. There you go. Josh Raikkonen is over here on the sideline. We're going to get a quick word. I'll tell you, you had foul trouble in that first half. You're two bigs, and I thought that was maybe critical. How'd you overcome that?
You know, this is just that group. It's how they've been all year. We have, we have a lot of depth. We play 8 to 9 guys some nights, and it prepared them for moments like this. And I just trusted our bench, and Jordan Woods came and stepped up in a massive way. Every guy came in and just played their heart out for us tonight, and I'm proud as heck of them.
How about that job by Jordan Woods? I mean, he took over the game, showed no fear, just took over with confidence coming off the bench, got a huge rebound for you late. How about that performance?
You know what, man? I just love to see him in black and gold. It's a great addition for us, and he embodies everything we're about. So proud of him, and, he had his moment tonight, and I'm excited that he got to experience that.
What's it mean to be able to outlast a Carmel team that has some experience in these kind of games, just going back to last Saturday? What's it mean to you with this group? What did you learn?
When I got hired 3 years ago, I just said this group had the chance to do something special. Anyone who ever spoke to me knew that was what I was saying. And I'm just so proud of them to get to experience this and do this for the second time in school history, get past the regional round.
Well, we look forward to seeing you next week. Congrats.
Yes,
second time in school history.
I appreciate
congrats.
It.
That's Josh Raikkonen joining us here with a quick word. He wants to get back to his team and celebrate. There's plenty of fans that want to congratulate the coach, so we appreciate him jumping on with us real quick. Kind of ambushed him as he came over and walked by our position here. We'll take a break. We'll come back to the Newcastle Fieldhouse. Again, the final 54-46. I think they had to wait and make sure that final basket was good, because when I looked up at the score, it was 52-46, and then it changed. So 54-46 goes down as the final here in the Class 4A Regional at Newcastle.